everybody, it's Kim from Sassy Stitchery and Yonderways. Yonderways is our FlossTube channel name. And if you have seen any of our designs, we also design under the name Sassafras Samplers. We do sampler reproductions and we do some original designs. So more about that later. But you might see us under Sassy Stitchery or Yonderways on YouTube. And then if you're looking for those designs that we've done, you'd find them under Sassafras Samplers. But thank you for joining our FlossTube channel today. It's been a while since I've done one, and this one might go a little long, so I apologize up front. I hope it's fun for you. I have lots of stitched pieces to show you, so I'm pretty excited about that. And one is a compare and contrast of the same design done by two different stitchers, myself and someone else. So that will be fun, I hope. I am sitting in the shop in front of our legacy linen rack. We have a whole linen room. Sometime I'll do a shop tour for you. Maybe I'll start doing pieces of it on different videos, but not today because we've got so much to cover. I will try to get back on a regular schedule. It's tough because I always feel so guilty doing a video because I know I should be working in the shop. So that's my struggle, and it's a real one. I will say that we are open normal shop hours, which you can find on our website. We are open from 10 to 5 on Wednesday, 10 to 8 on Thursday. That's our late night, and we do stitch group that night. So if you're ever in town, you want to come stitch with us, we would love for you to do that. You can bring whatever you want. It can be needlepoint, it can be sashiko, it can be embroidery, whatever you want to do. You don't have to call us. You just show up, and we have plenty of room. And then on Friday, we're open 10 to 5, and on Saturday, we're open 10 to 3. So normal hours, and, you know, we are, I know I appreciate all of you who stood by us through Hurricane Helene. Thank you for that. Our town is pretty well recovered from that. There are some little towns that will take years to recover. And on that note, you know, our hearts went out to all of you in Texas and all those folks down there. It was excruciating to see that happen to other people. We definitely keep you in our prayers and hold you in our hearts for that. So thank you to all of you who order from us and support us in whatever way you do that. We appreciate you. You are vital to keeping our little shop healthy and running. And so we appreciate you doing that, especially in these times of uncertainty. So I know a lot of people are worried about what's going on with tariffs and things like that. And we appreciate you every time you order from us or every time you comment on our videos or our social media. So thank you for interacting with us and keeping us alive and well and in your thoughts. We just appreciate you so much for that. I will remind you that we do stitch together on Zoom every fourth Friday. So I am looking forward to it. We had a good group the last time, and I look forward to having another good group this month. It'll be right before my spicy birthday, which is my 57th birthday, you know, like Heinz 57. So I like to call it my spicy birthday. So I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully you'll stitch with us there. We are going to have a little start along, and I will talk to you a little more about that too. So this video will get broken out into sections. This is the first one, which is, hey, how you doing? And welcome to the channel. And if you like what you see here and you haven't subscribed, we would love it if you did. It helps us, you know, with ratings and stuff like that, and we appreciate you doing it. And definitely give us some comments. You'll have some reason to give us some comments if you watch the whole video. You'll have some opportunity there. So you can look for sections, and you can watch us in sections if you want to this time, because it's going to be a lot going on. So thank you for watching. We appreciate you. The first little section is how's the weather, which maybe that's not the best name right now. That's kind of what I came up with last year. But it's really just, you know, what's going on in the shop. What are the things that you need to know about right now? So it's kind of the spill the tea 411, how's the weather, just kind of a starter conversation. And I wanted to let you know that we do have a workshop in about 2 weeks, August 1st and 2nd, with Summerhouse Stitch Works. And it covers Susquehanna Valley samplers. It's beautiful samplers. If you liked her Beth Seals' Fragments in Time series. I want to say it was 2020. It was either 23 or 24 that it covered Susquehanna Valley. Really beautiful color palette. Then you will love this workshop. So it is in person, and there are just a few spots left, and you can register online. And the hotel right here is fantastic. If you've came to see us before, you know that Asheville can be an expensive city, which is why we are particular in how we do our classes and stuff, because we don't want you to spend so much money on your hotel accommodations and stuff. But we do have a lot of Airbnbs if you want to come and visit. And we are a little bit north of the city, so you can kind of come out to the Woodfin-Weaverville area, which we're right on the line of Asheville. We're really kind of technically North Asheville. And I grew up in this little town called Woodfin. We are not in Weaverville. We used to be in Weaverville. We are in Woodfin, which is my hometown. North Asheville, really. It has an Asheville mailing address. So the hotel rates are fantastic for our workshops, and we so appreciate the hotel for doing that for us. It's in the Marriott chain, and it is the Fairfield Inn in Weaverville. So if you want to come to class August 1st and 2nd, time is running out for that. You do have a choice in letting count on that 32 or 46, and it's about an even split in the group. So go out and take a look at that online. You can see that if you search for classes under our classes section, or you'll see it if you search for Summer House Stitchwork class or something like that, or Susquehanna Valley. If you know how to spell Susquehanna, it'll come up for that too. So, and I know how to spell that right now. I'll probably forget it by this time next year, but right now I do. There's no pre-stitch, so it's just a good time to come and hang out and learn some finishing. Beth is fabulous with finishing, so she is going to be showing us a really special ribbon finish, and we're going to get to use some vintage quilts to do that with. So very fun. I hope you can make it for that. So that is the first line of business I wanted to tell you about, August 1st and 2nd. And I have put some pictures up here for you to look at. If you just want to have a look at the pictures, you can see if that's something you want to do. Okay, the next one is a class that is just opened, and it is for October 16th and 17th, and it is 2 workshops. It's with Romy of Romy's Creations and Simona of Manny Di Donna, and it is Halloween focused. And so if you know me at all, you know that I love Halloween. I am a Halloween girl, and I asked them, last time they were here 2 years ago, they did Christmas, and it was beautiful and it was fun, but I really wanted to do Halloween, so I'm very excited about it. I hope you enjoy it. I'll show you pictures here of Romy's class, and then I'll show you some of Simona's classes, but there's no pre-stitching involved. When you sign up, you get access to both classes. It is 2 days, and so we'll do one class in the morning, one in the afternoon, and we'll kind of switch them up so you get a little break in there. And the hotel rate, again, is amazing for that time of year and for this area. So, and it's a great hotel. So we do our classes in the Fairfield Inn. We keep them small. We intentionally keep our classes small, 30 people or less, and most of the time we go at 24, because that's what we can really comfortably seat in there. We can get 28 in there, 30 in a pinch, but we really try to keep it to where you can learn something in there. It's not, you know, you certainly have time to sit and stitch and socialize, and we'll have a stitch group on the first night of the workshop, and a social and all that good stuff. But we really do a lot of classes so you can learn something there, and so you have a chance to finish the project too. So we want you to be able to do that. So that is October 16th and 17th. It's just opened up, very limited seating. Definitely go out and register for that very soon, because it will sell out pretty quickly. We're really excited to bring them back. They are from Italy. If you haven't seen their designs, they're beautiful, and as people, they are fabulous. They're some of my favorite people, and they're a lot of fun. So I hope you can come and visit us for that. It's a beautiful time of the year to come to Asheville, I will say. Beautiful. So I hope you make it back. We're excited about that. October 16th and 17th. So that's a Thursday and Friday. It's not our typical Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday. It's a Thursday and Friday, and that's because weddings are popular here this time of year, and the hotel is booked, so we took what we could get. So go out. You can register online for that. Again, You don't have to send me an email or anything. Go ahead and register, and then I will get to you your hotel code so that you can get your room booked. You don't have to stay at the Fairfield Inn. You can stay anywhere you want. So you can stay at an Airbnb. There are plenty of those around. We actually have some Harry Potter themed Airbnbs. I was trying to get up there for my birthday, but I think I'm going to do something different this year. So just literally, I mean, within a quarter of a mile from the shop, there's this whole like themed Airbnb thing up there. And it's got Lord of the Rings, it's got Harry Potter. It's just really, really cool. It's a gated community, and it's all Airbnb, so it's amazing. So if you want information on that, let me know. I can tell you where that stuff is and how to stay there. I don't have any rates there, so it's a little more expensive, but it might be a lot of fun. And then we've got our Soiree stitch coming up this weekend. So if you followed us for any amount of time, we had our first Soiree in person in 2018, and it was fabulous. 2019, I think we had another one in person, and in 2020 we had to go online because of COVID. And for the 2021 we had 400 people, which was huge for us because our soirees are a little bit different. I think we were one of the first groups that did like a large online workshop like that, and now there are lots of great ones going on, so I'm glad for that. It gives you guys all a great opportunity to get involved and meet some folks that are like-minded, that are your tribe. We send out a full kit for each one of those, and so we learned a lesson there that we don't want to have to kit 400 kits. That was a lot. And so we cap out at 100. So there's a cap of 100 people, at least for now. We have been working through a series of sampler smalls, and we are halfway through. If you're signed up, you can purchase the back kits. If you're not signed up, you can't. You have to be signed up to do that. But if you're signed up for a current soiree, you can purchase back kits. So registration is closed for the one for next weekend, obviously, because by the time you see this, a lot of people might already be here. And we certainly have sent out the kits already. We sent them last week. So I tell you this because I'm going to show you, not the one for this one because I want to keep it secret, but I'm going to show you one of the other ones that we did, and you might be inspired to sign up. And so you can sign up for the next one. So we're doing them quarterly right now. We do them every 3 months, and the next one will be in November. So that'll be a lot of fun. It's a weekend. Right now, because we're doing them quarterly, they're shorter. So we get together on Friday night for a stitch group, and it's just an open stitch on Zoom. And then on Saturday, we go into a scheduled set of events. And so it's educational. I teach some of this stuff. Some other friends of mine come in and lecture or teach or show you things, other designers, educators. So it's just a whole lot of fun. This one in particular, this next weekend, I'm very excited about. I think it's my most favorite one. And so what we've been doing for the last year is we own a lot of antiques for Sassafras samplers, and I will pull some inspiration from one of those antiques and create a very small original design, very heavily inspired by one of the samplers. The one for this coming soiree, which if you join one of the future ones, you'll be able to buy the back kit, is a Scottish theme. So for the last year and for the rest of this year and the first part of next year, we're working through different genres of samplers. And so we have done Bristol sampler, we've done Saxon sampler, which is out of Germany, we have done Dutch samplers, we did an English sampler, and we show different finishes for the edges for all of those. And then the one coming up is actually Scottish, and then we have Mexican, and then we have band, and then the last one, it's supposed to be an American sampler, and that's a tough nut to crack because there's no true genre for Americans. Like, there's not a specific look. They might look like a Quaker, they might look like, I don't know, English. And so I might actually, we'll see. That one may shift a little bit. It may end up being a Quaker, because I do have some Quakers, and I have a really special Quaker from the Feller collection that I haven't published yet. All that being said, you can't sign up for the one for next weekend, but you can sign up for the next one after that, which will be a lot of fun too, and that's a Mexican sampler, so that should be fabulous. They are fully kitted. They are almost always on a 32 count linen because they need to be a certain size, because the folks who attend have a chance to order a custom box, which they can keep these 8 samplers in, these little mini samplers. They're all like 6x4 or, 6x5. You'll see an example of one later. And they will all fit into this box, which is amazing. And you'll be able to display one on the front of the box. So we're excited about that. For that reason, they all have to be a certain size. That's great. It keeps me constrained in terms of what I design. And they're fun and easy to stitch and quick. And I know a number of people have finished all of the ones today. So thank you to the folks who attend, and thank you for stitching the designs. I'm pretty excited about it. They're always fun and beautiful. And they're always kitted with silks. Some of them, you do have an Aida option if you like Aida. We've not been able to get tons of Lugana, although I will say that we just got a huge shipment in from Atomic Ranch of a ton of different colors of 36 count and 32 count Luganas, and we've got Aida coming from them too, so we're excited about that. So if we can find a source for Lugana, we'll start to kit and Lugana a little bit too, because I know a lot of you like Lugana. I do too, actually. So the Soiree, you might want to think about registering for Soirees coming up. When we go through finishes, which I like to call Huzzah, I'll show you one of the Soiree pieces. Let's see, what else did I have on my little list? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I've got to grab something. Un momento, s'il vous plaît. Do you like that? You know how sometimes you call Spanish and English Spanglish? That was French and Spanish, I think. So, Franish. I don't know what you call that. So, I had some friends in here, and they wanted to start a stitch along. Well, I wanted to stitch a sampler that they bought a lot, and I mentioned it, and they said, "Oh, we could do a stitch along," and I went, "Oh, we could do a stitch along," and they were so gracious that they agreed to start it for my birthday. So this is going to be my birthday start along, and you can stitch with us if you want to. So it is, and the picture does not do this justice, so I'm going to show you this, but then I'm going to put a picture up from her website. This is Shakespeare's Peddler, the green bean sampler. Jenny's Bean Garden, the green bean sampler from Shakespeare's Peddler. So Teresa Vignette of Shakespeare's Peddler, also the kitten stitcher. Well, she runs a fabulous shop. I order from Teresa sometimes, just so you know. And she's a really nice person. She's one of the nicest people I know in this industry. She really is. She makes some amazing original design. She does some reproduction and she does some small designs, but Savior's Praise is another example. She knocks them out of the park, and this year was amazing with what she released at Nashville. Hope, Joy, those two, and this green bean sampler which came out last year. Just so beautiful. So if you would like to stitch Jenny Bean's Garden, the green bean sampler from Shakespeare's Peddler with us, we're going to start it on my birthday, which is August 3rd, my spicy birthday. I would love for you to start it with us. I've not kitted mine yet. Need to get to that. It calls for a 40 count colonial green by X Jude Designs. I'm going to use something different, and in the next video I'll show you what I'm going to use. Birthday's coming up soon, so hopefully we'll get that video up soon for you. But pick something that you like. It's stitched on a little bit of a green, but I think it would also be really nice on a gray. And then you can stitch it with DMCs, or you can stitch it with overdyed floss. I really don't like the term fancy floss. I know a lot of people call it that. It's not my thing. So if I say that, it's a slip of the tongue because I've heard it so much. But it's an overdyed floss, and it's beautiful, but I don't like to make it seem like the other stuff is not nice, because it is. So a Cosmo floss is beautiful to stitch with. TMC is fine. I love Cosmo, as you can tell. And we do have our own Cosmo conversion. We actually pulled every skein of DMC and converted it manually to Cosmo and checked the colors so that we would feel good about the conversion that we gave. You could definitely do this in DMC. We'll put a Cosmo kit together, and then it calls for sampler threads and weak style works and classic color works, and we will see what we can get for kitting for this too. So maybe in a newsletter over the next week, I'll put a kit together and email it out. If you're not on our newsletter list, please jump on there. We've been trying to send out short newsletters, usually 1 or 2 a week, I'll be honest, but they're super short. They're not like my old newsletters where I gave you a big long story. I would like to do that every once in a while, so maybe I'll make that a monthly event, because, you know, I like to tell a story. It's my Scott-Irish blood coming through. And you know, every once in a while something just grabs at my heart, and so I want to talk about it. So that's what I do kind of at the end on those newsletters. But these are really short and sweet that you usually highlight, you know, a class that's coming up or a kid or something like that. I'll try to get one of these out for you. But if you've not signed up for our newsletter, please go over to our website and sign up. If you haven't gotten anything from us in the last month, you're probably not signed up, or your email has changed and it's bounced. So you know, please have a look at that and sign up, and I'll try to get you some kitting options out for this, because I would love for you to stitch this or start this for my birthday. It's one of the most beautiful charts. Like, I can't show you the chart, but just looking at the chart, I mean, the chart itself is frame worthy. It's so pretty. The folks that I'm doing my birthday start along with is Krista, the Wildflower Stitcher. So she was here in the shop with another friend of hers, and she's so sweet. And I think actually maybe her mom, who gave me some good gardening advice, because I have a hydrangea that I neglected. And so you'll be glad to know that my hydrangea is alive. Thank you very much. I appreciate that help. And so, yeah, Krista and myself and a few other people are doing the birthday start along. So if you want to do that with us, it would be super exciting if you did. I would love it. I would love to see your progress. The green bean sampler from Shakespeare's Peddler, Jenny Bean's garden, the green bean sampler from Shakespeare's Peddler. Love it. I'm super excited about it. They picked the sampler out, and I was like, oh gosh, I love that one. And so they offered to do a birthday sale with me, so I'm very excited. There's some glare. Sorry about that glare on my eye there. And then, okay, so while I'm talking about FlossTubers, Suaree of Suaree Stitches, she is a local person, and she comes to our shop, and she does great videos. She does a lot of stitch alongs with hands-on design, but she's really fun. She also is a card maker, so she's got some skills. That's her full-time job, is scrapbooking and stuff like that, and card making. So go out and watch Suaree Stitches. And her sister does videos too, and that's fun too. So if you're looking for new floss tubes, there's three of them for you. I'm trying to get out of the glare. I'm trying to hide from the glare. So yeah, so I wanted to mention that. But that's what I had to say about the birthday stitch along. Okay. One more thing I want to talk about for just general shop information is the My Stitching album from Jeannette Douglas. Let me get it. So, thunder. This book came out at the Nashville Needlework Market in March. Now, it goes back a number of years to when there were individual charts put out by Jeannette. But in this book, Jeannette put together all of the different charts that create a little stitching album that she made, which is really quite beautiful. Here's a page from inside. And so it makes into a book. Now, there's an example in here of a book that somebody else made, and then there's Jeannette's version of the book, and we're actually going to do our own version of it. There's a ton of silks in here, and so I'm going to put a special video out that's going to walk you through your kitting options, and I'm going to send a special email out. I know you guys have been asking me about it. If you bought the book, if you didn't buy the book, we do still have a few copies left. It's quite an expensive book, relatively speaking, but it's a great value book. So it's got some really fantastic charting in here for a lot of specialty stitches, and it's just a wonderful stitch. So we're going to walk through over the next year stitching the different pages. There are 10 total pages, and that includes the front and back cover. So that's 2 out of the way, then that leaves 8 pages of specialty stitch. So you will stitch all these things, and then you're going to have some options on how you finish it. I'm going to give you what I think is a great way to do it, and then give you a few other options where you could kind of jump off and do your own thing a little bit. So we have pulled together fabric for it. We're going to offer you kits on 37 count Russian tea cake, which is a beautiful legacy linen. One of those behind me is Russian tea cake. I think that's it right there. I'd have to get up and look to be positive, but I'm pretty sure that's it. That's a 37 count solid dyed linen. It's beautiful for all kinds of things. And then we also are going to offer you a 32 count light mocha, which is what Jeannette did the original on. And honestly, I think the specialty stitches show up really, really great on a 32 count. They're going to show up nice on this 37 count as well. But she used 1 strand on 32 count for the model originally, and it looks beautiful. And I think you can definitely do that and have it look beautiful, and it will also look just as nice on a 37 count. I think a 40 count, when you get into a 40 count, you start to lose detail on specialty stitches sometimes. So we're not going to offer that kit, but you can certainly do that. You've got your book and you've got all the information. You can do that. There are so many different silks that come with it. I'm just going to give you a brief overview, and then we're going to move on. But this is the reason it has taken me so long to decide how to kit, because there are so many silks. There are 8 basic, I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 basic Gloriana that Jeannette suggests you do not substitute out for, because they are the basis of the colorway for each page. So we're going to be offering you those in one part of the kit. You'll be able to order those separately. There are 4 rainbow galleries, 27 needlepoint ink silks, 18 soie d'Alger silks, 3 103, 1 belle soie, and 4 water lilies, and 7 sets of beads. So that's a lot. That's a lot for you to buy individual skeins for. So we are going to not require you. Of course, you're not required to do it. I'm going to suggest that you stitch from stash for a lot of this stuff. I think you need to do the 7 Gloriana that set the colorway, and then I think you can stitch from stash. She does give some DMC equivalents for all the other stuff, and you could do DMC. We're going to give you a Cosmo conversion. I don't know if we'll be able to provide a full Cosmo kit, but we can certainly work on that. We'll see what we can get for you. But some of you already have a lot of Cosmos. You might not need the whole thing. So probably we're going to give you the conversion, and then you can order what you need. And if you want to order the silks, we sell the full line of NPI. We sell the full line of Soie d'Alger. We sell the full line of 103. We sell the full line of Belle Soie. We do not sell the full line of water lilies anymore because we just didn't sell enough of them, but we can order them for you. And I will put out a special order form. And if you want certain things out of this, we will, take a special order for it, and we'll get you what you want. The same will be true for the Rainbow Gallery. We don't carry Rainbow Gallery all the time. We've got pieces of it, but I will do a special order for the 4 that are required. If you want those, you can sign up for those and we will get those to you. Otherwise, you can use a Cosmo conversion, you can use a DMC conversion, you can stitch from stash. You can take the Glorianas and match off to that. But, I will be offering all those Glorianas. They're beautiful. And the colors that she's using here are colors that I've used in other things, and they're just gorgeous. So you're probably going to want the Gloriana. As for the beads, some of you hate beads. Some of you love beads. Better beads than French knots, I hear you say all the time. Although I love French knots. I do. And the full Gloriana, there are 13, so there are more than the 7 that we are putting in the kit. So 6 more besides the 7 that we're going to say are base, core Gloriana. So all that stuff is coming. Just a heads up. I know you've been asking me for it. There's a lot. So if you don't have the book, go ahead and get the book. If you've got the book, that's fabulous. I will be posting YouTube videos that are open to anybody who wants to watch them. If you bought the book from us, you got a special little mother of pearl gift. And we're going to be offering some other special accessories to go with this. And so it should be a whole lot of fun. And we'll be doing some stitch groups together on Zoom too for it. And certainly we'll be doing some focusing on finishing so that we can get everybody through the finishing. Some of you have all of these pages stitched and you just need to do the finishing. So I'm going to offer you a pretty straightforward finishing option, and then one that has a little more interest in it and challenge, and it won't be hard, but it'll be different. So buckle up, Betty, and get ready for that. All right, so that is the Jeannette Douglas My Stitching Album update, and you will get a newsletter about that, and you will see a video come out about that for kitting options. I'm super excited because I just did all the random drawings for the winners from FlossTube number 44, and of course we've done more than 100 videos, way more than 100 videos, but apparently this is our 45th FlossTube, if we count them, which I don't. So anyway, somebody won Sarah Dawes, somebody won the coverlet kit, somebody won the cute little cow stitch kit, somebody won the beautiful hand and lock sewing case, and somebody won the great project bag from our friend Barbara Bell. It's just so beautiful, and I'm so excited for all of you. So I've commented on all of your comments. If you haven't corresponded with me yet to make sure that you can that you've made arrangements to get your prize, then please do that. So please reach out and contact me for your prizes. They're all really sweet, and thank you all for the wonderful comments. You guys always do such a great job making it fun for me to read, so I appreciate every single one of them. And I'm sorry this one took so long, but hopefully, since this is FlossTube video 45, I guess, hopefully within a couple of weeks we'll get the winners drawn for this one. All right, we're back. I hope you enjoyed that. I am so excited for the winners there. That's fabulous. We'll be doing a few other giveaways here a little bit later, but I'll try to slide in the giveaway stuff just somewhere in the videos going forward. I wanted to talk to you too about Mary Lee. Mary Lee is a sampler in our collection. She is gorgeous, and she will be coming out probably next year for the Nashville Needlework Market. If you watched our Mary Lee video, you saw the finish, but you have the full kit for her. So I took a beautiful flower from the sampler and I reinterpreted it. I changed the colors. These are all Belle Soie silks, and that is a hand-dyed silk ribbon. This is a French General fabric on the back, and then you've got a beautiful little squirrel, and you've got a little loop here. So I call this a floss ornament. It's not huge, it's the size of my hand, and I just thought it would be beautiful to put your special flosses on or your silks on, and keep it, you know, all together for a special project. You don't have to put the ribbon here. You can ruche it and put it around the edge. I tied it on there when I was putting it together, and I left it, but if you watch the video that I posted for the finish, you'll see that I did a second one, and I did a different finish around the edge with that ribbon. So the kit comes with everything you see here. It comes with the design, the Belle Soie silks, the linen, and you can get 32 or 36 count. It comes with the French General backing fabric. It comes with the batting that gives this a little bit of softness on the front and the back. It comes with the pre-cut, that's important, the pre-cut oval acid-free mat board. It comes with this little tiny piece of twill tape that sits down inside here. It comes with the ring, and it comes with the little squirrel ornament. And it's hard to you know, beat that kit. And so the whole kit, because it came out at market and we wanted to make it very affordable, is $28. So I mean, it's amazing. So we have this available to you. Other shops were able to buy it as well, and they may still have some, or they may have sold out. This is a 32 count, but we have it in 32 and 36. And you can see the beautiful Belle Soie silks in there, the oval mat boards, the batting, the linen, the French General, and then the design is in there. And this is an example of one of our Sassafras samplers kits. So this is Mary Lee 1761. I called it a floss ornament. Now, I will tell you what I like to do with sweet little things like this is if I have a window that has curtains on it, in between the two curtains, sometimes I like to hang something pretty. And so in here in the shop, I have a beautiful handmade ornament, beaded ornament from a good stitching friend. It's amazing. It's a star shape, which it boggles my mind, and it's a squirrel. The talent that went into making that is just amazing. So thank you, my friend, for that. You know who you are. And on the other one, I have this beautiful little bee bell chime, and then I've got something else on the others. So I like to hang things up like that just to decorate and to make me feel nice. I like to see my things like that. So that's one option if you don't want to do it as a floss keep. You could do it as an ornament. You can do whatever you want to with it, but I just really, really loved it. And I hope you love it too. Next year at the Nashville Needlework Market, we'll come out with something just as beautiful, I think. So we will be going back. We're excited. We were invited back, and we're looking forward to it. We've got some special designs coming for you guys. So if you want this kit, they're available from us in 32 and 36 count for $28. You also might be able to get it from another needlework shop if they have any left, and they certainly can reorder from us. So it was a Nashville exclusive. They have to have gone to Nashville to be able to get that kit from us. Okay, so what else? Carolina coverlet kits. I will put a picture up here for you. We are coming to the end. So we do still have some Carolina coverlet kits available to you. There is a finishing video up for you to show you how to finish it. It's a mattress, a little box, pin keep. And we did one in the original colorway that Beth designed for us. I asked her to do this, so it was an exclusive to Sassy Jack Stitchery. And it is in traditional blue and red colorways, and then I stitched it that way. And then after Helene, we did some things, and we've got some more coming out called Jack's Bootstraps. And a bootstrap kit was a kit that we fully kitted, and it might be our design, it might be another designer's design. We had several last year, and those were just a way to keep our little shop going. And so basically, because we didn't have a lot of business coming in during Helene or after Helene for months, it was a way for us to reach up, grab our bootstraps, and pull ourselves up. And so we put a lot of energy and effort into putting those kits together for you. And I've got a few that I held back, and we'll be bringing those out to you this fall. So I'm pretty excited about that. And maybe that's how we'll do it. So far, they've been fall kits because I love fall. So when I request things, they tend to be fall. But I do have one that is kind of red. It's beautiful. So it could be Christmas. It could be Valentine's Day. It could just be, I love red things. And so I think that one's going to be the next one coming out. And we do have a fall one coming out. Maybe we'll flip-flop those and do the fall and then the red one. Jack's Bootstraps, and they're super cute. And thank you to everybody who bought a Jack's Bootstraps. So the Carolina coverlet, we bought all of the remaining stock of those charts because they were an exclusive for Sassy Jack Stitchery. You can only get them from us at this point. I don't know if Beth will ever release it to the public because she knew that we were using it for a fundraiser. So when we run out of stock, it might be gone. And so and we had a lot to start with. So thank you for everybody who supported us with that. The kits that we have are kitted in a fall colorway. So it's beautiful Week Styleworks floss and Tobacco Road. And I think one is called Tobacco Road, which is pretty typical for Carolina. One is called Carolina Red or something like that. And then I forget what the third one is. But you've got 3 thread colors in there, and you only really need 2. And it's on a Week Styleworks cappuccino linen. So it is definitely a fall colorway. So just be aware, the colorway is different, and you see it in the picture here, and you'll see it in the video for the finishing, than what's on the face of the chart. That doesn't mean you can't switch up your threads and stitch it. The original was, I stitched mine on a well, I stitched one for the fall colorway with the cappuccino. And all of the Week Style Works linen we sell, and unless it's something that we've had for a long, long time, we don't order anything that's not a Zweigart base. And so it's the same base fabric that every other overdyer uses for the most part, most overdyers, with an orange ticking in the selvage. And so if you see an orange ticking, you know that that's a Zweigart product. So this is a Zweigart base linen from Week Style Works. And we have the Carolina coverlet kits right now in the fall colorway. So just be aware. I think I mentioned that we just got a huge shipment of Lagana in 36 count and 32 count. And they're both Zweigart based. And those are from Atomic Ranch. So you'll see those on the website ready to go. We'll be getting more. And we're really excited about it. Lagana and Ada have been selling super well for us. So thank you, folks, for, turning to us for that. We have an unbelievable amount of linen, but we also are bringing in more and more Ada and Lagana all the time because that's what a lot of you are asking for. So that's fantastic. So there is that. So check the website for that. And of course, we have lots and lots and lots of other linen. We carry Fiber on a Whim, we carry Fox and Rabbit, we carry Week Style Works on a Zweigart base, we carry Wabi Sabi, which is the Shakespeare's Peddler Kitten Stitcher. We've got Seraphim. I don't know. It's just a lot. And then, of course, all the beautiful, beautiful legacy linens, which I adore. So don't forget to go out and take a look online for our linens. And if there's something not there, send me an email to hello@SassyJackStitchery, and I'll let you know if we have it. Last thing I want to mention are some of the things that we have on sale right now. So we have special sales going on for hands-on design charts. Hands-on design and Fox and Rabbit are all 25% off. So you can go online and look at the charts. Hands-on design and Fox and Rabbit are 25% off. We just have some overstock. We're trying to get it down to a manageable level, and so we have that in place. We have 20% off on Plum Street Samplers, Heartstring Samplery, and Primitive Hair. Same thing. We've just got a lot of charts in here, and we're now in a little bit smaller space, and we're struggling for space. And so we decided to share our wealth with you. And so 20% off of Primitive Hair, Heartstring Samplery, and Plum Street Samplers. Every once in a while, I want to say once a month or so, we do this thing called, I forget what I called it. Something Friday. And I don't give any pre-notice for it. It just happens. And we really deeply discount something, and we move out some overstock. I can tell you that the first one we did was for SWA 103. We had some overstock on certain colors, and we put together some beautiful palettes, and we sold all those at a pretty deep discount. And then we were out of them. We carry our normal line of 103. They're at regular price, but this was just some overstock. And then we did the same thing a few weeks ago for Dinky Dyes. With Dinky Dyes, we did divest of the line. So we don't carry Dinky Dyes anymore as a full line, just because we were really cramped for space, and it wasn't something that we sold a lot of. And so we divested of that. We made some beautiful color palettes, and they sold so fast. I mean, it was within like 5 hours, every last Dinky Dye had been rehomed. And so that's good for you and good for us. They found their forever homes, and we made some space for some of the other things that we sell a lot of. The next one coming up, I do know what it is, but I'm not going to tell you. So I don't know when it will be. It will be when we have a chance to put them together. But it is another thread. I will tell you, it is another thread. And I'm pretty excited about it. It's not a line that we're divesting of. We're keeping the line for sure. We sell a lot of it, and we use it for a lot of stuff. But we have a lot of overstock in certain colors. And so we're going to share that wealth with you. So newsletter, social media is the way for that. Again, get signed up for that newsletter, because I do send that newsletter out as soon as we put those things together, and then I post it on social media. So that'll keep you informed. And I know folks were disappointed last 2 times because they didn't get any. That's just how the cookie crumbles. It will always happen on a Friday, though. So it wasn't, I think it was Fabulous Fridays or something like that. But you know how I am with those alliterative phrases. Okay, that's the end of this section. The next thing I'm going to do is called Huzzah, and that's finishes. So I hope that you're going to stay and look at all the beautiful finishes. There's a lot. There's some from previous periods that I can't remember if I showed you, and then there's some that are recent. So here we go. Okay, welcome back. I hope you're excited. I'm very, very excited. So I think this time I'm going to hold these up for you. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't go well, then we'll do it different next time. It's still thundering outside. Ugh. So the first one I want to show you, I feel like I have shown you before, but it's such a beautiful finish, and it's one of my favorite that I wanted to show you again. So this is Feast of Friendship, and this is a Blackbird Designs. And I stitched this with the Vicky Clayton silks, and I adore this finish. It is so pretty. So those Vicky Clayton silks, we do sell kits from Vicky Clayton, and of course you can buy them directly from her. But you see I finished this one in 2023. This was such a fun stitch. Her silks are beautiful, and if you look on our website, you'll see the ones that we have kits for, and we can and will order more. I try to keep the ones that I've stitched in Vicky Clayton available to you. So that is Feast of Friendship, and that was a 2023 finish. And I started and finished it, I think, really quickly. I just loved it. And I believe this is a hog bristle linen from Fox. No, I take that back. This is an old Silk Weaver's linen, and I don't know that I have any more of it. I had a piece that we had from some kitting for a workshop that we did for Bathia, which is a Hands Across the Sea chart back in 2019. And I used one of those because it was just the perfect color for it. You can see it's kind of changing color. It's beautiful. Feast of Friendship. That's what that one was. This one is a more recent finish. I started this last year. This is called A Royal Affair. And I started this last year. This is a modern folk embroidery. And of course, it was a monochrome design. And I started it last year and I finished it this year. But instead of doing it all monochrome, I started it for Dark November. And I knew when I did it that I was going to do the center part and like I think this is, I want to say this is Old Crow by Belle Soie. And I think it's Old Crow. And then the red and the green are Gloriana's, and they're really beautiful overdyes from Gloriana. And I just wanted to add some color in there. And this is called A Royal Affair, and you can see that cute little black cat. I forgot that was on there. I was struggling the other day to chart a black cat. It took me quite a while. That one's cute. I think that one's better than mine. That's okay. Jacob's better than me at that. That's fine. And then I put my initials up on the top. But I love Dutch samplers. If you know anything about me, you know that's my jam. And I love green. And I just loved these colors. So that is my finish on my Dark November from last year. Love it. Okay. All right. I'm going to put some different ones on here, so give me just a minute. This one I'm pretty sure I have shown you before. This is Hollandse Merklap, and this is a Jeannette Douglas design. And this is all stitched with silks, and it's another Dutch sampler. And I adore it. So the reason I love Dutch samplers so much is because I did live in Holland for a little while, and I worked over there for quite a number of years. I love the little people, and I own a lot of Dutch samplers, and you'll be seeing those coming from us soon. This one has a little bit of darning up at the top. I just love this beautiful sampler. And so Jeannette did a wonderful job with color. I love the little people and that house. A lot of the Dutch houses have those little stair step roofs on them, so just so much fun. And then that tree there is a tree of life. So you'll always see, almost always, one of those on a Dutch sampler. But I just really enjoyed stitching this. So I did finish this in 2024. It was a start along for my birthday way in the way back, I want to say 2020 or 2021. It was when we were in the old shop. So a lot of people finished it before I did. So thank you for stitching for my birthday. It was another birthday start along. Thank you for stitching Hollandse Merklap. If you're interested in stitching Hollandse Merklap, we do still have the charts and we have thread kits. Now, if you're going to stitch a Jeannette Douglas chart, she often will offer a thread kit, and I will show you one of those later. And the thread kit is the way to go, because if you buy full skeins of all these silks, it's way more expensive. But if you buy the thread kits from Jeannette, you have exactly what you need in there, and she's really good if you run out about sending you more. So we do have thread kits and charts, and this is stitched on a 32 count light mocha, and it's a really nice design to show specialty stitches. I mean, a nice count for specialty stitches. So and a beautiful color. So when we talked about my stitching album from Jeannette Douglas, and I mentioned a light mocha, this is what that's going to look like. Now I don't know what it looks like on your screen, but it's a really nice neutral. So you could do it on this, or you could do it on a 37 count Russian tea cake. This one we've kitted for you in what is suggested by Jeannette, which is the light mocha. Okay, now the next one is a finish for the advent calendar from Modern Folk Embroidery and Roxy Floss, and I did stitch this last year. I started it when we got it, and then I stitched it along. I will tell you that was not my favorite process. I took this thing out more than I've ever taken anything out. It drove me nuts, and it's because it was piecemeal. And so I waited until the rest of the chart, I had the full chart, and then I finished it. This was after I took it out 3 times. And so I learned something about myself. I don't think it's always true of everybody, but I will make mistakes if I'm doing piecemeal. I have to be able to see the whole thing and count off and get it the way that I need to do it to count it. But I love it. So it's another little Dutch imagination. It's an original design from Jacob, and I just really loved it. It's so pretty, and I can't wait to actually put this one in a frame. So I enjoyed stitching it. I'll show you the flosses from Roxy Floss. Their floss is great. They don't sell wholesale, so we don't have these for sale in the shop, but they are just really beautiful and a really nice floss. So if you do need some Roxy Floss, you can definitely get them from them. Now, having said that, actually, yeah, they don't sell wholesale. We did make some kits recently so last year's Jingle Ball, the blue flower came out with a really beautiful design. And I talked to Janine, and she said she would be happy for us to kit that. And so we offered full kits for that. And we did get the fabric, and we got all the different specialty flosses, and a number of them were Roxy flosses. And we still do have a few of those kits. So if you want to find a kit like that, this is something I forgot to mention before. You can find that on the page on our website called Alley Cats and Unicorns. And so it's 2 things out there. It's a unicorn, so it's something really special, which is pretty cool. So you should look out there, because there are some class kits going out there this week, and some older class kits from like 2 or 3 years ago that we had a few left over. Some really unique, fun stuff out there. And this full kit for the Janine's Blue Flowers Jingle Ball release last year, her class, we do have the full kits for that, except for the chart. So you had to have the chart from the Jingle Ball. I don't think it's been released yet. So it will get released. I think Janine said it will get released. And so if you want to go ahead and get the kit, knowing that you're going to stitch it, you'll have the full kit. It does include the Roxy Floss. We did not get them at wholesale. We paid retail, but we got everything else at wholesale. And so we thought that you should have a full kit. So we ordered them for you in bulk, and then we kitted them out. So take a look at Alley Cats and Unicorns if you're looking for something special. And often we'll have odd cuts. We call it odd cuts. Sometimes we'll put odd cuts, which are weird or smaller pieces of our linen cuts, because sometimes we'll do custom cuts for people in the shop, and you will find it there. I don't think there's any odd cuts out there right now, but I do know there's class kits out there, and this is one of them. There's never very many, so you kind of have to just go out and look on a pretty regular basis. If I have a lot of something, I might send it out in a newsletter, but I rarely have a whole lot of something. That's why it goes on that page. So that's the unicorn side. Alley Cat is maybe something older that just didn't turn over, didn't sell for us, but still beautiful and unique. And so, you know, alley cats and unicorns. And there's a beautiful picture of an alley cat on a unicorn. And I haven't managed to get my own version of that yet, but you can have that in your head. Alley cats on unicorns. So that was fun too. Okay, I'm going to put another couple pieces. Actually, I'm going to show you this one in hand. So this one is fun, and you might have seen it before. This is one of the, so last year we did a thing called Customer Loyalty Club, and a number of months we created a special design, and this was one of them, and this was the finish of it. And you can see it's got some specialty stitching on the bottom, and that's just like grass that I put at the bottom, and beautiful little flower. This came from a sampler that I reinterpreted and put out there. I think this is stitched on a 32 count gray linen from Weeks Dye Works Swigert. So, you know, if you were part of that, you joined that by purchasing a 3-inch measure square. And it had, it was also a thread keep. It had some places on it to keep your thread and a needle minder. And then on the back of it, it had the 2, 2.5, and 3-inch measuring square, so that you can start from the corner of your design and come down. I've got a few more I need to post out there. And so if you were part of that group, you know, keep taking a look back once a month at least, and we'll get all those posted for last year, and then we'll launch a new one. Last year was a tough year for me with everything that happened, and we did not get them all posted timely, but you got the value out of the measuring square. Really, it was just some freebie stuff that we wanted to give you with the charts, but I do have some more I want to post out there. And I did send out in the mail one time some silk. So when we do the next one, we'll talk more about it. I'm excited about how that'll go. But the next one is a cat, so you're gonna love that. It's already here, it's waiting. Okay, so that was that. I'll show you the next ones. Okay, the rest of these I'm just gonna hold up by hand for you. So I'll show you the first piece. This is an older finish. I don't even remember what year I finished it, but you'll remember. It's a hands-on design, tomato. And so this is the part that goes in the tray. And I've got to put mine together, but it was really sweet. I think she released it in a chart later. This came out as a kit. And then later she released it as a chart. And so I purchased it when it was a kit. And this was the tray insert. And then this actually gets made into a little tomato. And of course it's spelled different. That's a unique spelling for it. But so I'll try to show you some fully finished items in the next video, because I'm ready to do some finishing. And I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth about this next one. Woo! Wow. Stormy. So, thunder and lightning. Yes, I will tell you the truth about the next one. So this one is a Bent Creek, and I think it's called Halloween Tree. I really did not like stitching this at all. It's stitched on this 20 count linen, and it's very, very coarse, and it's stitched with pearl cottons, and it felt like I was pulling cords through burlap. I'll just be honest. And if you were on any stitch groups with me when I was doing this, and I stitched it pretty quick over 2 or 3 weeks, I complained a lot like a big baby about it, but I love the finish. I absolutely adore it. And it comes in a kit. We might even have some left. And so there's a series of them. There's the fall, there's a winter one with a snowman. I think there's a spring one. So there's like several of them. That scared me, that thunder. Several of them. And so, you know, if you don't mind stitching on this stiff linen with pearl cotton, you're going to love it. I mean, I love the finished work. I do. And I can't wait to finish it and put it up in the shop. And then later at home. But I didn't love stitching it. I'm just going to be honest. That was not my thing. Okay. This is one of the Soiree pieces. And this is the Dutch one. And so this kind of gives you an idea of what we do. And so you can see it's pretty small, right? And this one is the Dutch one, and so it's a tree of life, and it's got some illuminated alphabet characters in there, and it has to be small to fit on the box, so that's why this is it. And then of course you personalize it at the bottom, and you've got the crown over the hearts. And I did iron this, believe it or not. Clearly not well enough. But there you go. I love it. And so it's all stitched with silks. It's stitched with Soiree Alger silks. And it's stitched on a 32 count Week Styleworks Zweigart linen. You see the orange ticking? And this one, oh, actually, I take that back. It is not the Week Styleworks. This one is Mayflower from Fox and Rabbit. This is the one that we did on Mayflower. So if you took this when it originally came out, the Soiree with us, and you got Mayflower. I don't know if we've got enough Mayflower to kit, you know, back kits for when they come up again, but we've got other linen that's real similar in color. Loved it. Loved it. So that's an example of a Soiree piece of the ones that we're doing right now. It'll change after the middle of the year next year because we'll finish up this sampler series and we'll go back to some other stuff. That's the first time that we've done just samplery stuff. We don't usually do that. Maybe next time I'll show you a finish that wasn't a samplery one. And it was fun. It was an original design and I loved it. So, okay. This next piece is another hands-on design. And I actually loved this one because, you know, I love Halloween. And it's a few years old as well. And I feel like this one came out in a kit too, but it might have been, I think it came out in a kit, but I can't remember, to be honest. But I love this one. And it has a lot of people finished it on this piece from Hobby Lobby, which I do have. It's sitting in the other room. And tonight, probably before I go home, I'm very anxious to finish this one. I'll probably put this one on that. So next time I'll show you the final finish on that. But I just love it. And this is available now as a chart if you need to stitch it. Because it's very Halloween-y time right now, right? It's Summerween. Okay, this is another one of my favorites, and this is the last of the finished pieces. And this is one that I might have shown you before, I can't remember, but this one is stitched with Vicky Clayton silks. So this is really beautiful. It's a Blackbird design, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but I will inset it on the video when I edit this video, so you'll see it on the video. And it's stitched on a fabric called Halloween. And I love this fabric. This is a, I think it's a XG Designs fabric. I'll put that on the video too. Because you can see it's perfect for it. And so I have two options for finishing this. I have the round black. It was meant to be finished in like a Lone Elm, like shaker, a short little shaker round. And I do have that, but I've seen it finished on the top of a cake tier, and I have a black cake tier, and that might be where it goes. I love that too. And maybe I'll stitch a second one for the other one, or maybe I'll find something else to put there. I've had this forever, and I love it, but I finished this in 2024 too. Really fun stitch, and I do think this fabric was perfect for it. So that's all of Huzzah. Oh, well, no, there's one more. So I want to show you these two. These two were stitched by two different people. I stitched one, and then one was stitched and given to me as a birthday gift by my friend Elizabeth, who also works at the shop. And when she stitched it for me, she did not know that I had already stitched it. And I actually didn't tell her. And so this is the first time she's finding out about that. But you're going to see that hers is so beautiful. Probably, I think it's more beautiful than mine. She had some fabric in here one day, and I mentioned that I love the fabric. And for my birthday last year, she stitched it for me. So this is called Happy Birthday. Also Blackbird Designs. And so this one is the one that I stitched. And I stitched this with Vicky Clayton silks. Just because I had them. And what I did with mine is I put my parents' first names and second names initials. And so EB is my mother's name, Edna Bell, and my father's name was Clarence Edward, CE. And so this is just a reminder to me of where I came from. And you can see I stitched that in 2022. And then Elizabeth stitched this one for me, and isn't it stunning on that fabric? So she stitched this for me last year, and it's just beautiful. And think she used Vicky Clayton silks for it too. Pretty sure she did, and I might have showed you this before, but I'm pretty sure she also used Vicky Clayton silks, and it is just beautiful. I mean, it's so different looking on that fabric, so beautiful, and I can't wait to do a final finish for this and hang it up where I can see it every single day, because her Lazy Daisy stitches are just perfect. I hate Lazy Daisy, I really do, stitches. And she's put my initials on it, and she put SJ for Sassy Jacks, and then she put the year. It's so pretty. I actually like it so much better than mine. And I stitched on a scrap, and you'll see how tiny that scrap is. I'm pretty bad for that. I actually had something else that I thought I brought to show you today, but I didn't have it. I didn't take it out and iron it. I might not have brought it in. I'm not sure where it is right now. So you're not going to see it today. You'll see it next time. But I did the same thing with that. I stitched it on this scrap that literally I might have had like a ½ inch on either side available. So that is Huzzah. So Huzzah, all the finishes. I hope you enjoyed seeing all those. I don't always, in fact, I rarely have these kinds of finishes to show you. And I know some of them you may have seen before, but I'm pretty sure that a number of them you haven't. So either way, I hope you liked it and enjoyed it. And I'm going to move on to the next little thing now, which is whips. And so for whips, I'm only going to show you current whips, like things that I'm really working on right now. So I hope you stay tuned for whips. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. So for whips, if you're on our social media, you knew that I broke my ankle back in April, very unexpectedly. Not like anybody expects to break their ankle, but I had a lot going on, and ain't nobody got time for that. And so I was shattered because I had a big workshop, 10 days long, that we were hosting. Actually, maybe it was 12 days with some Jackie D Plus's students, and Jackie, of course, herself. And Soiree, and I had to cancel the Soiree because I broke my ankle the week of the Soiree, and I didn't even get in to see an orthopedic until Friday, which is the day the Soiree started. So we had to shift that forward, and fortunately my ankle healed really well, and it was a very clean break. It was a break, but they said I could put weight on it, and so I did, and it's healed completely now, so I'm super excited. But whilst I was on the couch waiting for an appointment with an orthopedic, I finished this sweet little, what I like to call, Skelly Cat. So if you watch Friends, you'll remember, I want to say Abby, but it wasn't Abby. Anyway, Smelly Cat. So I like to call it Skelly Cat. And this is a Stacey Nash animal crackers, and it's actually called Bones. And so I finished the whole cat, and it looks so much like Herschel. Like if you've seen a picture of Herschel, it looks a lot like Herschel, except that he's got dark ears and a dark nose. But I love this sweet little thing. There are some other pieces. The reason it's not in whips is because it also has with it a mask, and it has some little fishes. And it's supposed to be stitched on a matching count, and I could not find anywhere in my stash or any friend of mine a 36 count slate or black swan, which is what this is. I did find one friend that had a fat half of 36 count black swan, but I didn't want her to cut it down. I only need like a little 4-inch piece. So last night I've stitched the fishes. There's 3 little fishes. This is a 40 count. So I stitched the fishes, which I didn't mind them being smaller because they dangle down from the little cat's hand. So they'll just be hanging on the side because it'll be a 3D finish. But the mask needed to be pretty close. And so I've started the mask. I haven't finished it, but I added a few stitches in to enlarge it just a little bit. This is a 40 count, and the cat itself is on 36. So I added, I think, really just 1 stitch at this point into it. I calculated it, and it's so small, I think that 1 stitch will do. And if not, I'll add something at the end. But I think by the time I fully finish it and add, a little bit of a string around it, and I don't think I'm going to put it on the cat. I think I'm going to let it hold it. Then I think this will be fine on 40 count. But this is a whip because of that. So next time you see this, the stitching will be done, and maybe even it'll be fully finished. So the hoop is a Hardwick Manor hoop, We normally have these in stock. We're sold out right now, but this is called a square rectangle hoop. And you will be able to get that from us again in the near future. And then the needle minder is a beautiful little custom squirrel. You see, this one I think was a second. It wasn't perfect, but you can see the shape of the squirrel, and he's got the needle over his shoulder, and he's got the thread spool in his tail. So this is a silver needle keep, and we love it. We're actually going to ask for more of these. Silver prices are up right now, but I'm going to ask for more of these. We sold out, I think, every one that we had, but we'll get more of these. And we love you guys for buying these from us. Beautiful. I love it. So that's a whip. The other whip that I have is nearly a finish. This is a Witchy stitch along that I did for the Cryptids. And you can see all the Cryptids are in there except for one blank space, and the border is done. And I'm saving that space for one that I want to design called a catamount. And so in North Carolina and Western North Carolina, and the mountains over here, Western North Carolina and Tennessee, there is a legend of a wildcat, a half human, half wildcat. And the Native Americans called it a wampus cat. There's a few different names for it, but a catamount, one of the universities here has catamount for its, whatever they call it, their animal that goes with their, can't think of what it is right now. I'm drawing a blank. Catamount really means cat of the mountain. And we traditionally had wildcats here, and we still do. Jackie, I think, saw one here when she was here for class. Pretty sure it was Jackie Duplessis. Somebody who was here saw one out behind the hotel. My husband has seen one going home at night. They're not, and they're very distinct. They're definitely not bobcats. We know what bobcats look like. It is a big cat, a big cat. And the ones that have been seen have been black, like a black panther, and that's kind of what we think they are. But the legend goes that it's a half human, half cat somewhere in the mountains. And so that's what is going to go in my last spot. And then this will be a finish. And Everett, my husband, is going to make me a frame for this one. I'm really excited about it. I've asked him to make a wooden frame that we can see the grain in and stain it black, and then we're going to poly it. And the joining of the corners are going to have some peg joining. And so it should be a really beautiful frame. I'm excited. The other thing that's going to be cool about it is I had a Mothman needle keep when I did this. And we do have some Mothman needle keeps available in the shop for sale. And so I'm going to attach it to it. And then I had some little bats, thread keeps that came from Pip and Chip, I think. And so I'm going to attach some thread to the frame on those little bat thread keeps and have that hanging down. So I'm pretty excited about that. So that's my other whip. And then I want to show you what I believe is my oldest whip. And it is a birds of a feather design, and it's called Scaredy Cat. And the reason I haven't finished it is I just don't like that font on those letters. But it says something about if you're scared on Halloween, blah, 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 blah. Something like that. But that's a Scaredy Cat. And I love the cat. He's so cute. This was been painful to stitch, though, as you can imagine. I mean, there was no clear-cut placement of anything. It was kind of a pain to stitch. Underneath go pumpkins. There's 2 pumpkins with some spiders coming off and some bright colors. I'll put a picture of it up here for you so you can see what it actually looks like on top of mine. But this is my oldest whip, and I want to finish this one this year for Halloween. I think that this whip goes back, it might go all the way back to 2004. It definitely goes back to 2010 or 11, but it may be as old as 2004. And it came in a kit. So that's how old it was. The fabric came in a kit. And I had to pull the threads, but it's quite an old one. So I would like to get that finished. And that, friends, is the ends of my whips. So the next little section is what's next, or sometimes we will call that fixing to get ready to down south. And I'll be right back with that one. Before we go into the next section, I want to do a little bit of giveaway for this video. And I've got really two things that I want to give away. I went to a retreat at the attic in January, and I was so blessed to be able to go. It was Jean's last retreat. She did pass away just a few days later. It was wonderful to be there with so many Stitchers, and it was just amazing to be in the glow of Jean Lee one more time. And it was such a special time, such a special retreat. And there were some giveaways there to the people that were there, and I want to share them. And there was one thing that I purchased, but I know I'm not going to stitch it, and so I want to share these things with you guys. So these things are going to go to one person, these three things. So there is this sweet little chart from Hands Across the Sea called Susanna de Carl, and it's a little red sampler, 1850. So that was a gift from Hands Across the Sea at the Sampler Symposium of 2025. And also, I think these cards were given to us. I can't remember if I bought these or if this was a giveaway. I honestly don't remember, but there's two cards in here. I think they were a gift from Hands Across the Sea. And so this is Jessie Chaloner. It's a card, a greeting card, and this is a greeting card here for Barbary Butcher. So two greeting cards. This is actually a sampler design. And then I purchased this from the attic because I fell in love with the model. And I still love the model. But in my heart of hearts, I know I'm not going to get it stitched. So I want to share it with you. But it's Jessie Chaloner. And it's an exclusive for the attic. And it's charted in two different colorways. So you've got an antique colorway and a front of the sampler, back of the sampler, essentially. And you can pick you can select which way you want to stitch it, with which set of silks or DMC that you want to do. But you can do this colorway or this colorway. This is a more muted colorway, and this is a brighter colorway. And you can see it's still got the attic's price tag on it. I just know I'm never going to get it stitched. And so this is a really special little gift. You know, maybe one of you who really, really wanted to go and didn't get to go. But you loved all the things that Jean Lee did for us. You know, you might be able to win this. So if you want to win this, then I want you to give me a sentence where you tell me what your favorite thing about your stitching friends is, the stitching community. So tell me your favorite thing about your stitching community in a little sentence, and use the word in there, stitch or stitching. And I tell you what, scratch that. Use the word friends. So use the word friends in there, and give me a sentence about your stitching friends, your favorite thing about it. And use the word friends. I'll do a search for the word friends. So if you don't give me a sentence, but you just give me the word friends, that'll work. But give me a sentence. I would appreciate it if you did. So you'll get this chart, brand new, and this chart, which was a gift, and these two greeting cards, which was a gift. A sentence about your stitching friends and what makes it special to you. Okay? And you could win that in the next video. Okay, and the one other thing that I'm going to give away this time, I love project bags from Penelope's Pocket. And this is a gorgeous, gorgeous fall bag. Penelope's Pocket is in the UK. And so I've had this one waiting to give it away. I actually love it. I think I already have it for myself. And I ordered it especially for a giveaway though. So it has a little thread keep in there too. a special custom one. And then it has this beautiful tassel. So this is a really nice, beautiful project bag. It's quilted. She just does an amazing job with these. And then you have these beautiful squirrels, which hopefully will remind you of Sassy Jacks, where you want it from. So give me a sentence with your favorite thing about fall and use the word fall. And you might win this Penelope's Pocket project bag. And those are the 2 giveaways for this video. Okay, so we're back for what's next, or fixing to get ready to. So just a couple of reminders, because it's been a long video. Apologize for that. But go out and register for the Romeo and Simone class if you want to do that. That is an in-person class. But it will be wonderful. It's Halloween. It's October 16th and 17th, a Thursday and Friday. That gives you Saturday if you're traveling in to do something fun here with whoever you come with or on your own. There are lots of great things to do. And it is going to be fabulous. It's 2 different classes. There's no pre-stitch. Just show up and have a good time with us. You know I love fall. Sassy Jacks, it'll be beautiful this fall. So come to that if you can. Check the emails, check the website for registration. So it'll be a button on there you can click, and you can get right over there and register for that class. It's an online registration. Okay, the next one is to look for the emails for the Jeannette Douglas stitch along for my stitching album and the videos. So if you're interested in that, you can go out and purchase that book. We don't have a lot of them left. And I know for the book that Jeannette said that she was only going to print it every so often. So it's not something that's in constant supply. We did buy quite a few, but we sold a lot. And you don't have to have bought it from us to stitch with us. You can participate in that even if you stitched it from before. If you do buy it from us, or if you did buy it from us, you got a sweet little prezi. And we're going to have other things that we're going to offer you as part of the stitch along, and it will go on for the next year, and it will include finishing of the book. So if all you need to do is finish, then you can hang out with us and stitch something else, and then just jump right in when it's ready to finish. If you're not already signed up for our soirees, and you think that's something you might be interested in, registration for the next soiree is open. You can go out and register for the next one or for the last 3. So after this one that we're going to do next weekend, there are 3 more. Once you're registered, if you've not done one before, you'll have the chance to buy previous kits. So if you want to have all 8 samplers, you'll be able to do that. You can go out and purchase the other samplers, but only if you're registered for a soiree that's upcoming can you do that. Okay, and then the 4th Friday Zoom stitch will be coming up on the 4th Friday of this month. I don't know that date in my head right now, but whatever the 4th Friday is, that's going to be our online Zoom stitch. We do it on Friday nights. We start at 6 o'clock and we stitch until whenever. So it just depends on the group. Sometimes people are there until midnight. Sometimes they clear out about 8 or 9 o'clock. And there's people from all over the place. So it's a fun group. And I hope you'll join us for that. One thing I haven't mentioned yet is that we do have an online workshop coming this fall with Linda Vincent of Needle Made Designs. And it's a really beautiful British schoolgirl satchel kit. So it's great. If you like British things like Churchill and phone booths and TARDIS machines and that kind of thing, you're going to want to do that online workshop, and that'll be online, so you don't have to come here for it. You can live anywhere and do that in any time zone all over the world. You just have to sign in with us. And Linda's usually really good about letting us videotape it. So if it's 4 a.m. in the morning for you, and I have signed up accidentally for 4 a.m. classes before in other countries, and you just can't do it, well, then you can watch the video. Or if something happens and you get sick and you can't be there or whatever. So that registration is going to be coming out sometime soon. I'll send an email out for that. But be on the lookout for that. Put that on your horizon, that's something that you might want to do. And in closing, thank you so much if you watched all this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun for me. I know it was long. I really do hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for supporting our shop. That means the world to us. We won't be here if you're not there supporting us. It's just the way it works. So thank you for all that you do to keep our shop healthy financially. And that's just the bottom line. So thank you for that. We appreciate you, and we appreciate you so much for just being part of our community. Thank you for stitching with us, for all the notes and the comments, for hanging out with us. It's not always about what you buy from us. It's about, you know, just being part of our family. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. That gives me a lot of joy in life. I'm really living my best life right now, doing the thing that I love to do. And I hope that it's enjoyable for you too. If you enjoyed all this and you haven't subscribed to our FlossTube channel, which you're watching right now, I really hope you do. We're going to be having lots more finishing videos and things like that out there that'll be useful to you. So please do subscribe and like the video and give us a comment for those other two things we talked about if you are interested in that. And I just hope you have a good week or two until I see you again. Thank you so much. Bye.